And welcome back to another episode of Long Winded. I switched out my Pradas for the Lenses. For those of you listening, they look just like the glasses you might have gotten after LASIK. It looks like I have 60/10 vision, farsighted, and I need something to fix it quick because I'm running into cars. I can't see straight. Wait, which? Sure. I'm running into cars. I can't really see stop signs up close. Miserably failing the crossword because everything's blurry. So I just got out of my appointment with LASIK, and or a bug who's dying to go splat. I'm begging to be electrocuted by one of those electric fly swatters, by one of those zappers. If somebody could do that straight to the dome, maybe all my problems could be cured. But lobotomies are outdated. They didn't get such a good rap, did they? No, nobody really thought that was a good idea after all. So that's me. Okay, and here I'm drinking. I've been getting lots of like signs I feel from the universe. Here's my tea. Robbie just left today. She has a gig in New York. I'm meeting her there tomorrow for a wedding in the Hamptons, and I don't know how to feel about it just yet, except lobster was promised. And I tend to love weddings. I tend to love a reason to cut a rug, despite my outward appearance and my overall disdain, distrust with life. I love a good beat, and I love a good boogie. We're not boogieing. We're not in the 70s. Anyways, I'm meeting her there tomorrow, but I'm drinking a green tea in memory of her. She's not dead, but... And the tea said, bring me the sunset in a cup, Emily Dickinson. I don't really care about the quote as much as I do the quoter, Emily Dickinson, because you guys know I'm down deep in Taylor conspiracy theories, and there is a lot of similarities. Well, and Emily Dickinson is one of Taylor's muses. She released an album on her birthday. Emily Dickinson is famously or not so famously subtly known as a closeted lesbian. And those listening to the podcast probably have been there at one point in time or are there right now and you just don't know it yet. Give it a second. Apparently her husband was her beard, and she was actually dating she was in love with the husband's cousin, I think, or sister. At that point, it's pretty much the same. One or the other. And look at this mug. Ooh, it says Loveless. But it's like I'm thinking of my baby, and I have a lot of love for her, but loveless for anything and everything else. And then, who is it? Oh, yeah. And then I think I'm this guy with the unibrow and the gun. Unibrow for Frida. She's Mexican, so am I. The gun for... I won't get into it, but some of you who have not liked, subscribed, and given me 5 stars. Okay? No, I don't believe in the Second Amendment. Get rid of that. No, I don't necessarily back the NRA. No, I don't think they're really up to anything good besides capitalism, obviously, and selling guns. And no, I don't trust the people who own them, which are men. But yes, do I think that all women should carry a gun? Absolutely, especially when you hear the news. Just wait. Okay, you'll hear the news in a second. I'm edging ya. I'm going to keep you on the edge of your seat and on the edge of your orgasm. No, I won't be doing that. Please, because I'm too lazy and actually edging gets on my nerves. I've said this before. I do not stand for it, but as I become, because this is actually a good segue, because my psychiatrist said so eloquently, it sounds like I have an irritable sadness. You know what makes me irritated? When I can't come, or when it takes me too long, or when sex is too long, okay? Okay, I'm not dragging this out. I need to get my nut, bing bang boom, cuz I got to go to bed, cuz it's the only respite I have in this dark and sad little pea brain. She's like, okay, well, here goes. We're meeting each other more frequently because, again, I'm struggling with my medications. What the fuck is new? I'm tampering. I'm doing all sorts of things without consulting anybody. But okay, last time she got me on my regular dosage, I started to feel tired again. In New York, just kind of like so foggy, like no matter what I did, it was just like so hard. It was difficult. So I was like, I've read enough on Reddit. I think I can up my dose. I think I'm gonna titrate up. Self-diagnosed. I was an ICU nurse for 8 years, license expired. I'm basically a doctor. So I did that myself, and honestly, I felt great. So I opened up the conversation. She's like, how are you doing? I was like, I am referring to my lethargy in the past tense because I've soon fixed it by going up on my medications without telling you. And she let out a giggle. And she chuckled, which I love her for. I think she's so funny. She has a good sense of humor, and she's kind of a girly. It's like, when you get it, get it. And as a therapist, I prefer Carol. My girl Carol. Carol! What are we going to do with this life full of pain? And this dark cloud that will not go anywhere. She's going to empower me and get to the root of it. She already has. But back to my psychiatrist. So there was that. So that's going well. Now I'm on 100 of Lamictal and actually feeling much better. She's like, yeah, that's the normal dose. You were on a really low dose. So I feel like I just wasn't at my therapeutic dosage. Yeah, and so I've taken a break from Akotar. Akatar. I don't know why, it just like does not roll off the tongue when I'm down deep in my subreddits, and there's like, I follow our books, or like suggest me a book, and then it puts a picture like that makes you feel like this, and they're just like fun to look at, and some of them are like, suggest me a book that looks like this picture. Not Akotar, definitely not Akotar. Or sometimes they're like, no romance. I'm like, okay, some people honestly have it worse than I do. Oh, that was another thing bringing me back. Nardo, go. I'm sorry, go. Come on. He gets so emo after his grooms. He like loses his identity. I'm like, same. No, he's a Cancer. So he's literally so moody. He just wants to come up. Hold on. Come on. Sit. Come on. Come on. Okay, there he goes. Okay, except then I have nowhere to put my computer. So I want you guys to see my whole outfit. Oh my God. Okay, I'll leave it here. Okay, where was I? I was just back on track, and then I lost it again. Oh yeah. So anyways, I was talking to my psychiatrist, and she's like kind of described to me like your depression, because whenever I see you, you kind of seem like okay. Like, do you hide it? And I'm like, duh. I'm high functioning. I've been pretty much depressed my whole life. I'm only just now privy to it. I think I was afraid to say I was depressed, so I just said I was anxious. But I think my anxiety comes from my depression. But it was easier just to say, "Oh, I have anxiety," cuz whatever. Um and yeah, she's like, well, she was like, "Well, you seem more alert." And I'm like, "Okay." I never I never thought I wasn't alert. I never thought I was asleep. I never thought I was comatose, but actually I did say I was like always moving through mud. So maybe she is catching on. She's like, did like talk to me about like your thoughts or your ruminating thoughts. Um, I was like, well, the other day actually Robbie, my girlfriend, who's so great with my depression. She's just so supportive. She was like, "What do you think about?" And I'm like, "Well, pretty much I'm just always thinking about my depression. It's like when I wake up in the morning, forget the next line because he literally has no bond, P. Diddy, and his I'm like, I cannot even imagine how bad it's going to get, but it seems like it's going to get really bad. Anyways, that was a Kesha reference if you guys missed it. But it's like, okay, when I wake up, whatever, make a coffee, and then the day starts and I cannot wait to go to bed. Like no matter where I am, I'm wondering how the fuck to get out of it. I'm wondering how many more hours I have until I get to bed. I never want to be where I am. I just want it to be over. She's like, it sounds like an irritable sadness. I'm like, definitely. I feel like that could be a Lana Del Rey lyric, and it's so me. Um, so that's how I will be referring to myself from now on and forever. Just an update. Oh, okay, yeah. So you're never going to believe. You're never going to believe the best thing almost happened to me. You're never going to believe I was almost catapulted into the stratosphere of stardom because I am a victim of attempted extortion. That's right. Finally, I fucking get my victim narrative. And I'm going to ride that wave. I'm going to ride it until it gets me places. And then you'll never see me or hear from me again. Just kidding. You guys know I'm kidding. And it's fucked up, okay? And it's not okay. Okay, so basically, Robbie's from Montreal, so she can speak French. Hot, I know. And she's always kind of in and out of it when she sees her hometown friends. And I get so jealous just because I want to fit in. If there's one thing I want to do, it's be in. So let's talk about Babbel. Babbel is the science-backed language learning app that gets you talking. Babbel's 10-minute lessons are quick and handcrafted by over 200 language experts, ready to get you talking your new language in just 3 weeks. Using Babbel now, I can communicate basic stuff with Robbie and impress her, which is really worth its weight in gold. I can order at restaurants and speak subtle sweet nothings in her ear like I love you. J'avoue me. I could definitely use more practice, and I will be with Babbel. Hopefully, we'll get to the point where we can talk about other people in the grocery store. Because, like I said, I love to be in on it when people are out of it. And now I can't wait to go to Montreal or even Paris one day with my baby. Like I say, by Babbel, will travel. Don't just take it from me. Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and beyond can continue to prove Babbel works. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/windy. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/windy, spelled BABBEL.com/windy. Rules and restrictions may apply. It's wedding season, isn't it always? We're going to a wedding this weekend and to another in November. And honestly, I'm so excited. I love, and love to celebrate. But what I don't love is always having to find something to wear or finding a good bridesmaid's dress that won't break the bank. Well, Birdie Gray is the answer to your wedding season prayers. Birdie Gray has dresses for everyone, whether you're the bride or the bridesmaid or just attending the wedding. Birdie Gray believes that being in a wedding should look and feel great within a budget. All their bridesmaid dresses start at $99, and each one is carefully designed with the fabric, fit, and color in mind. So tell your best friend that's planning their wedding for 2025 about Birdie Gray. They also have so many colors from champagne to all shades of green and brighter colors like fuchsia. And they cover every style of wedding from black tie to a floral garden party style. They also have a collection called Little White Dresses, all under $150, and have PJs for all of the bride's girls and the bride herself. Best of all, Birdie Gray offers free fabric color swatches to nail the perfect bridesmaid dress look for the crew. Just for my listeners, the first 5 swatches are free. Visit www.birdiegray.com now to get your first 5 swatches for free with code GabbyWindy. That's BIRDYGREY.com. Find your perfect palette. Like 4 or 5 days ago, in the middle of the night, I get all these notifications, your iCloud's hacked, your Snapchat, your Twitter. Why is everyone always trying to get into your Snapchat? People, if the hackers are listening, which I'm 100% sure they're not, I don't think they have the time for me or my run-on sentences or my vocal fry. But in case you're a stan and you're a hacker and you're listening to this, I have nothing in my Snapchat. And no, that's not a decoy. That's not a ploy to get you not to look. No, I'm not outsmarting you, mental gymnasticsing you. I just have nothing in my Snapchat. I missed the wave. I came to sending nude photos later in life, which you will hear about. There's just nothing in there. I could never be bothered. There was too much going on. I'm not always going to take a picture of myself, pucker face, peace sign. It's just not me. It never has been. And it's really a pain in the ass to keep on logging in. Because my username is obscure. Who knows what the fuck my password is? And getting Snapchat support is like basically going back in time. It feels dated. It feels BC. It truly feels before Christ Snapchat. With that being said, I heard you could make a lot of money on it, so catch me there in due time. But anyways, and then my Twitter, which they reactivated my Twitter. I had deactivated for so long ago. There's maybe 200 tweets on there total. I only used it for like Bachelor, Bachelorette, and then I've just since logged off. Now, which they didn't want to hack this, I guess. Now I have a Twitter, a fake Twitter, which I would love to tell you the username, but then I think, but okay, fine, I'll tell you. It's Ruby Hagdorn. Because who would ever expect? I had a Finsta for a long time. By a long time, maybe I mean like 6 months to a year, because I cannot be bothered to keep up on the usernames or the password. Sorry. So Ruby Hagdorn had an Instagram where she would only post Reuben sandwiches. It it was an Instagram for Reuben sandwiches, for pastrami, for any kind of cured red meat. And on her stories, so on my For You page, it was only Reuben sandwiches being made. It was reels of butchers cutting thick fat slices of marbled red salted cured meat that is sure to give you gout, colon cancer, and or a heart attack on rye bread. This is solely the only content that Ruby would post, and I think she got 1 follower. But I would use it to creep. I would use it to creep on you. And I would use it to troll. I think I would troll the trollers on my account. Anyways, Ruby Hag, that's the Twitter I'm on, to obviously check in on what Twitter is good for, which is reality TV. I haven't started the new season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, much to my dismay. Anyways, let's get back to the good stuff. I'm a victim of attempted extortion. Okay, so anyways, my iCloud was hacked, all of this and that, but it was just like dual factor, like on my end. So it seems like they couldn't get past anything because they didn't have any of the numbers. I still changed my passwords anyway. I was like, what the fuck? Nothing seemed to right. My bank accounts weren't broken into. So I'm like, okay, I wake up to someone breaking into my Snapchat, like, I don't know, once every 3-4 months. Mind you, my dormant Snapchat that I do not use. It is a hot commodity amongst the hackers. Obviously, these people are just looking for nudes because they're perverts, because they're disgusting freaks and animals, and I will be referring to them as men collectively. So my iCloud, so everything, nothing, changed all my passwords, whatever. Fast forward to Wednesday. That was Saturday at like 4 a.m. Wednesday, we're at Joy. It's an Asian fusion restaurant. You order at the counter. All of a sudden, I get a text message. Is this Gabby? We're parking at the meter, loading it up. I'm like, babe, do you think we're like, whatever, we kind of found a place, fingers crossed. I'm like, do you think this is a landlord? Why would he be so direct? Is this Gabby? She's like, I don't know. They're old. Let's just see. So I wasn't going to text back. And then finally I was like, who is this? Because what if it was the landlord? I don't know. Stranger things have happened, truly. And then it was like blackmail. He was like, I broke into your iCloud and I see you've been up to freaky things and like blah, blah, blah. First of all, freaky things being tasteful nudes in my hidden folder. Disgusting, from like years ago. Not disgusting. And then, so he was like, whatever. Emoji eyes. I have these photos of you and I can sell them for $7,000. What? Excuse me? That's all they're worth? Are you actually okay? What did Kim Kardashian sell her sex tape for? How much did Kris Jenner sell Kiss? Oh my God, you guys fucking get it? How much was that sex tape? I'm sure it was not $7,000. And it's like, outlets are not buying nudes anymore. Sorry, it's not for money. Okay? You can't climb to the top like that anymore. I always joke. I'm always like, hee hee ha ha. I'm one scandal away, one nude leaked away from being the true star that I'm made to be. But it's like, it's a joke. Hello, maybe they are listening to this podcast. So whatever. So then he sends me a photo of myself. So he has photos of me. So I'm like, okay, fuck, this is serious. He's like, I don't want money. Instead, I want you to slut out for me or something. And then it's like, this person, and this person have all slutted out for me. And I'm like, I know for a fact they haven't, because nobody in their right mind is falling for this. Not me. He's like, you have 5 minutes to respond before I leak. I'm like, if you're leaking this photo that you sent me, which is a tasteful nude with gorgeous long fake hair, when I had extensions, like 4 rows of extensions, and I had to take out because they were literally breaking my neck, hurting my head. They were chic and trashy all at the same time, but also kind of natural. It's giving it's like the UK. You know how they always have hair all the way down to their butt? It was giving gorgeous slutty UK. Honestly, I'll slut out for these hair extensions, not for you. And if this is what you want to leak, hello. This is like 2 years ago before my ass severely started sagging. Something happens at the end of your late 20s, because I am in my late 20s, where gravity really gets a hold of it. It was right before that. Also, as some sort, a BSA, if you will, before saggy ass. After saggy ass and before. This was before a moment in time. Which made me think of a different thought regarding Sylvia Plath. Please remind me to come back to it. Anyways, so he's like, you have 5 minutes to respond. I'm like, yeah, right. And then what? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm scared. I'm so scared. 5 minutes to respond. TMZ's not going to buy this photo. And the other weird website you linked, it's like, what? This is like AI. Anyways, so naturally, I went to the police. I filed a police report. They literally did nothing but jotted down some notes on a yellow pad. Like, this feels very official, really, really enforcing, really like you got my back, really like I'm safe. One piece of information, the only thing that I learned and was told that might be beneficial from this filing a police report was that if you click on the link that the hacker sent you, like an idiot, first of all, you're dumb. First of all, you're dumb. Pointing at me. I don't think I clicked on the link, but I might have. She was like, did you click on the link? I'm like, I don't think so, but I'm 50% sure. I saw 50% sure. 30% sure, maybe. I know I shouldn't have clicked on the link. I know that right now I wished I didn't, but sometimes curiosity gets the best of me. Sometimes I'm just wondering for a shortcut. So I could have, but she's like, if you click the link that the hacker gave to you, they could do mouse tracking. So they can, like, whatever, you reset your password and then they're tracking your new password. I'm like, great. So then I changed them again. And then I'm going to change them again. And then I'm going to keep fucking with them like they fucked with me. And I'm going to out password change them. They don't think I can keep up with their hacker techniques. They don't think I don't have the diligent. I really don't. I hope this is the last time. She was like, you could get a new iCloud. I'm like, what? Get a new iCloud? That's like breaking all of your bones one by one and putting them back together. It's like, how the fuck would I do that? I don't even know. I have way too much information on my iCloud that I need access to, that I would literally risk this tasteful nude with slutty extensions and a great manicure for, if I don't have to insert my password every time. And if I could do quick checkout with all my credit card information being saved. Crazy that they didn't try and get into any of my credit cards. You're not missing out, honestly. And I don't want to give him any ideas. But can you believe it? Robbie and I love to cook at home, especially now that we're living together. We aren't professionals or anything. Definitely not her. If there was one, it'd be me. But I know I've thought a lot in the past that you need a certain pan or advanced cookware to really elevate your cooking. But then there's Caraway. Any level chef or at home cook can use Caraway cookware with ease. They're easy to use and easy to clean with their chemical free ceramic coating. So when you clean, it just kind of slips away. It's the best feeling. The pan that I've been using before Caraway was expensive and immediately turned colors, so it looked like it was from the Civil War, but turns out I didn't need it at all. I just needed Caraway. Caraway cookware set is really the best investment, and most people just buy one pan to test it out, but end up having buyer's remorse because they knew they should have bought the whole thing in the first place. The set comes with the saute pan, fry pan, Dutch oven, and saucepan, plus lids for all of them, a canvas lid holder, and a magnetic pan rack for storage, which we love to hear, something to help keep us organized. It's the ultimate kitchen setup and will save you $150 versus buying the items individually. Over 65,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. And now you can say over 65,001. And now it's time to try for yourself. Visit carawayhome.com/GabbyWindy to see all of our favorite products and take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/GabbyWindy or use GabbyWindy at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. One of my favorite parts about being with Robbie is the fact that we get to be ourselves with each other. I feel like she's really dedicated to understanding me and sees me for who I am. Like, she just gets it, and I don't have to explain myself to her, and she loves every part of it. Oh, thank God. And I love every part of her. So, why not use a dating app that is designed to do specifically that? eHarmony helps you find someone you can be yourself with. The eHarmony sign up process gives each person a distinct personality profile that shows what makes them them based on a set of questions everyone on the platform answers. Dating isn't easy, and there's no worse feeling than showing up for a date after you've done your full skincare routine, shaved your whole body, including your mustache, put on a full beat, and then you're on the date and you don't have any chemistry. Dating based off personality helps avoid these kind of dates and can get to know someone and if they're compatible with you early on. Plus, it makes online dating way more fun and interesting because those run of the mill prompts can get so boring. I always talk about wanting to feel seen and how Robbie makes me feel so seen, and the compatibility quiz is just one way to get that feeling. We kind of started off with the compatibility quiz because she asked me such straightforward questions about myself, so I knew she meant business and got a grasp of her personality along the way. So I genuinely think you can have that same experience with eHarmony. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today. And it's like clown. And it's like clown face. And it's like you're a clown. You're all talk. You're threatening 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. I thought I was going to go to bed and wake up to a slew of text messages, lawyers on one end, publicists on the other. Something insanely amazing has happened, but we need to get it taken down right now. And then we'll make a story out of it. It ended before it started, like most great things. Let's switch gears. Let's switch gears, shall we? Yeah. Okay, wait. I did have a thought. And that something. Should I get into this now? Maybe. Okay, let's see. Oh my god. Okay, I'll save it because. Oh my god, I have so much to cover. Okay. Okay, I'm on one lately. Okay, sue me. Ugh. Okay, so I've heard of this new thing. I've discovered this new word called misandry. Never heard of it. Never thought of it. I don't know if you guys know what that means, but apparently it's man haters. It's people who hate men. What? That's the gen pop. There's a general population that's a general admission that's like civilians. Men hate themselves, we hate them too. I don't know. I don't think you need to steal misogyny's idea. I don't think you need to take ideas from actual woman haters called misogyny and rename it your own thing. Misandry, first of all, does not roll off the tongue, does not have a ring to it. Second of all, has no credibility. Because you know what the big difference is? Because it's this. Again, I was scrolling before bed on my subreddits r feminism. You hate to see me coming. You hate to know I'm on r feminism. Okay? Okay, and you're not even going to like to hear I don't even agree with everything. I'm actually way more level-headed than any of you give me credit for. And that's okay. Our feminism scrolling. Former, Miss Switzerland contestant brutally murdered. Trigger warning. Let me start over. Former Miss Switzerland contestant murdered by her husband and blended. What? What? Is everyone okay? Because men who hate women kill them and do disgusting things like this because they have more physical power over women. Women, I don't care what you say. No, you're not. And then he said he did it in the name of self-defense. I'm pretty sure he dismembered her and literally put parts of her body in a blender with some weird chemical solution. And people were like, this is reminiscent of an Australian case. What the fuck? This is happening in more than one country. Like, women just do not do this kind of stuff. Yeah, they'll cut off your dome dick. Lorena Bobbitt, I don't know if he cheated or something. And yes, I'm an apologist because if you're cheating, that's one thing. All right. Okay, yeah. What's a woman gonna do? What are we just gonna make fun of you a little bit? What are we gonna just troll you for your little doma dick and for your skid marks because you were never taught properly how to wipe your ass because your mom did it well into your teens probably because you still have dingleberries haunting your sheets every night. Yeah, what are we gonna make fun of you a little bit? What are we gonna make fun of your aviators? What are you skiing downhill in the 80s constantly? Wait, no, those are blue blockers. What are we gonna make fun of your aviators? What do you think this is, Top Gun? You've seen one Tom Cruise movie and now you're getting your pilot's license? Now you think you're going to fly private and won't take off your aviator sunglasses? First of all, they do not fit your face. First of all, they're not flattering. That's all a girl's going to do. But the men chop you up and put you in a blender. There was, like I said, there was a similar case in Australia. Can you believe it? He killed his wife. Trigger, trigger, trigger. He killed his wife, dismembered her, and then took a chainsaw. Like, you guys, please. Please, there's no misandry. There's really not. Because it does not have the consequences like this. And then I was scrolling to AITA. Famous. AITA. Am I the asshole? Yes. Yes, probably, except when you're not. I would say most of them are men asking for advice with their girlfriend. First of all, you're wrong. You're always wrong. And yes, they are, just from experience in scrolling. And then the ones that the women post, normally they're not the assholes. This could be fact checked. Let me provide the fact checker for sure. Let me make sure I know who they are and that they're on, they're misandrist. And then we can fact check, but I'm being serious. No, I really think so. I think this has been my experience because I like to look at all of them because I know it, because I like to prove myself right. It is confirmation bias to an extent, and I don't care. It's working for me. It's making me feel really good. I'm sleeping great at night. With a pink pepper spray next to me in case the extortionist comes knocking on my door. Yeah, you won't ever be able to see again once I get a hold of your corneas with this pink pepper spray, this pink bear mace, and heavy fingers on the 911. Anyways, so okay, yeah. So am I the asshole? A lot of these get a lot of attention. People love to get involved, give their opinions in who's right, who's wrong, who's an asshole, who's not. And I've been seeing an influx of these recently where men, shall I call them boys, where they are upset with their girlfriends because they think they dress too promiscuously, too scantily clad. They think they dress like sluts. What? I could never. You don't like, this one was like, am I the asshole because my fiance went to a pool party in one of those bikinis that show everything off, so a thong bikini. Bitch, I've been wearing a microkini all summer. You think a thong bikini is bad? Wait till you see me in a microkini. My full labia are out. My full the hairs on my inner labia are splaying out, very similar to a sea urchin. At a pool party, Robbie would say nothing. Not in a bad way. She'd be like, that's my baby. She's always loud and proud, never insecure. This guy's like, my fiance's wearing a thong bikini. Guys are looking at her. When I don't like it. It makes me feel jealous. He's fully admitting all of this. He's saying he's jealous. He's saying he's insecure. When he gets home, he said some things to her that hurt her feelings, that might have been too much. And people in the comments like fully had his back. They were like, maybe next time you should wear a banana hammock. What? Ew, first of all, banana hammock, get out of here. Just say a Speedo. Just call it like it is. What are we, children? Well, we can't even call a Speedo anymore. You have to say banana hammock. Disgusting. Like, please don't. And second of all, that would not affect me at all. You would be embarrassing yourself for sure. But also, women are just not jealous of dudes. And I'm like, what is the jealousy? Like, you're jealous of other dudes? Like you don't like that other guys are looking at her? Or are you jealous of her because she's getting a lot of attention? Because as she should. Shouldn't you be proud of her? He's like, my fiance works really hard on her body. Okay, so and you don't want her to show it off because why? Because you're too insecure? I literally just can't take it. I truly didn't know conversation like this existed. I had an idea. We all have theories. We're like, oh, because they can't handle it. Oh, because they can't handle a strong woman. Oh, because you're too hot for him. It's like I thought that this was the movie He's Just Not That Into You, which now that I think about it is probably gaslighting. Because like all I remember is the main character being, why does it have to be a girl? That he's just not that into you. What the fuck? Why do men not get to not be into us? We're just not into them first. Okay, there, I said it. No, I was there first. Anyways, it's just like honestly so crazy to me. I cannot believe this discourse exists. It's like so embarrassing. It's like really embarrassing for you. They're just so embarrassing. There's really not much else to say. Okay, except for I do have a new theory. 1 second. Never been heard insights, new philosophy, new theory from never been heard insights, new theories from a modern day philosopher, Gabby Windard. Listen up. So what if, okay, we're overpopulated, right? Besides the obvious that we exponentially multiply because your great grandparents had X amount of grandparents, had 2-3 times that amount of parents, and then you guys get it. I don't have to explain to you. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking people around here. It's becoming a problem. I am not part of the problem because I don't want kids and because I'm gay. So there's just like a barrier to entry. It's already more difficult. I know the gays are having more kids these days and they are the problem. I'm just kidding. Please do whatever you want. You know I'm just so full of shit and nothing matters. Baseline, nothing matters. All right? Okay, so hear me out. What if in nature, we're talking caveman era. We're talking just nature's checks and balances. What if nature's checks and balances? What if a natural way to check and balance overpopulation is homos? What if there were way more homosexuals in the caveman era than we give credit for, and that is what was keeping the population at a normal amount despite thousands of years that have gone by? Hundreds? I actually don't know when the caveman started. What if nature knew, because nature's really smart and I feel like it would already think about things like this. What if nature knew at some point we were going to become overpopulated, but they were like at least half of the population, if not more, because I'm just not convinced that women and men actually enjoy each other or are meant or have anything in common, anything to talk about. I know. There's a few good ones. It's hard to hear. But what if they were expecting way more gay people to keep the population down and we've completely gone off the rails? We've gotten so off track, just like capitalism, we're ruining everyone's lives. Because there's not enough troglodytes. Yeah, I said it. I made up that word. But then also it's like, okay, yeah, there's no troglodytes because women are just like more evolved, literally, physically and mentally and emotionally. We're just more evolved from the men. But listen, I think it probably went something like this. It was like there was the initial group of cavemen like this. I don't know how many, like 500 or 600 to maybe 1,000, the initial group of cavemen who are closely related to the primate. We know that. And then it's like, were there cave women? I guess now Barbarella, now that I'm thinking back on it, yeah. But it's like, and also we have historic reports of like, of indigenous people, of Native Americans being gay. Like everyone's gay. Look, I'm Googling it. Already had it Googled. What are the 4 genders of Native Americans? Feminine, female, masculine, female, feminine, male, masculine. Like they're just, what? How did we lose this? Like they're way ahead of their time, or they're just way more in tune with nature. It's like, can you believe? Okay, so there were the initial group of cavemen. Let's say they were all gay. Let's just say this is, and there was like a couple women. So yeah, they could procreate the natural way, or they could do what those germ cells do. Replicate by dividing. What's it called? Mitosis. Or they're doing a bunch of mitosis and they're just like cutting in half and then they're creating. Okay, they're procreating, whatever. There's some gay ones amongst the group. There's some straights. Nobody really cares. Okay, because we're probably procreating at a slower speed. Because maybe the dudes are fucking and the girls are like, sorry, like we need a break from your dirty ass dick. It's starting to smell suspiciously yeasty, giving athletes crotch, and I want to snuggle and have more intimacy and long sensual sex. That's what the lesbians do. Okay, so anyways, they're those group of cavemen, and then comes Theo Von, and then comes, he's BC for sure, and then come Adam and Eve. And that's how the human race was made. Because Adam and Eve were hot as hell. It's like men just look closer to a caveman overall. They're just like, literally, like I said, they're less evolved. Like we should look at their brains. I bet it is closer to the Theovan, to the primate of it all, than a woman's. And so Eve was made from Adam. I don't know. Yeah. And then it's like, I think society got too much in the way. And they were like, no, you have to be with a man and women. It's where religion comes into play. It's like, actually, I think if we encouraged this could be the solution to all things, to global warming, to overpopulation, to capitalism, to lots of things that are just like ruining the country, is homosexuality. Ever thought about that? Heard it here first, folks. Heard it here first. Robbie and I have been living together for like 2 weeks. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all. Feels like it's been a lifetime, in a good way, if you know what I mean. Feels like we've known each other forever. Oh, I don't know. We've been out of town a lot, so it's like we haven't quite been settled, but it's like I love going to bed at night with her there, and I love waking up to like her sweet little face in the morning. I love to kiss her before she wakes up. Just lay one on her, and then I'm like, get the fuck up, because I need some entertainment and I'd like somebody to talk to. And then I'll just like, it's like sometimes we're in the other room. I don't like it. I don't love it when we're separate. So I'll just go in and check on her and be like, just making sure that you're thinking about me, right? Just making sure that you still want to be here, right? Just making sure that we all agree this is the best decision for us, right? I need just a lot of validation. And it's been great. It's definitely making me want to nest. It's like, okay, I guess this is what people mean by cuffing season. Because I want to handcuff her down. I want to tie her to the bed and never let her go and feed her every 5 minutes or so. I want to give her sips of water through a spoon while she's tied to the bed and can't go anywhere. But I would give her 3 square, at least like 4 to 5 small meals a day. So I'd make sure that, she has adequate nutrition. But that's just how much I love her. And yeah, it's just making me, I'm like, we were home last week together and like cooking and stuff. We love to make crab legs. So we were making crab legs and I was just craving cinnamon rolls. I don't really crave anything sweet. Because I'm obviously salty as fuck. It runs through and through. It runs through my veins, through my body, through my tongue. I prefer savory, salty things. But I was craving cinnamon rolls, so I got some from the grocery store and finally made some. I was like, do you want some dessert? And she was like, yeah. And then the directions on the package were like, put in at this degree for 13 to 17 minutes. Mind you, a very wide time frame for a delicate yeast spore. For a delicate, flaky spore that is too wide of a range. 13 to 17, I have 4 minutes of potential error. Errored, in fact, burnt the bottoms, ruined. Trying to be wifey, backfired. Blackmailed by the Crescent instructions. Anyway, so they weren't as good as they could have been. And like I said, I don't really like sweets, but I love the way it makes the house smell. And I do like to make an olive oil cake. That's one thing. So maybe I'll make that the next time that she's home because it makes the apartment smell so good and it's delicious. And the cat's here. Nom's here. Nami, nami, nami. Nami, nami, nom. Nami, nom. Nami, nom. Nami, nami. We love her. She doesn't come out as often as we'd like, but she's definitely getting more brave. Her and Nardo will just have standoffs for minutes at a time, and then she'll like slowly retreat back behind the clothes. And she'll come out and sleep with us on the bed while big doofus, dumbass, is asleep and can't see her coming. But so basically, we're just like one big happy family. And it's been really nice. Okay, shall I end with the queen of the week? Remember when I said I was going to stop? Well, I'm not. I'm keeping going, and she is Annie DeFranco. You may not know who she is. I didn't either because I'm late to lesbian culture. I think she has I think I've talked about her before. She has incredible lyrics. She's such a good writer. She's literally a poet. She was mentored by poets. She has that amazing line that's like, you're going to get hungry one day and eat your words. She's like, your bones are my bed frame. Your flesh is my pillow. She's just like a wordsmith. And just filled with angst. She sings about other girls. She's like, I guess I was like, she's gay, so I just assumed she was lesbian. She's definitely singing about other girls in the 90s. Maybe she was emancipated from her parents at 15. I don't know why. It seems like she really went to a nice college. And and had like well-to-do parents. I don't know. You know some of those. They just like want to rebel. And but now she's like no, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I love men and I love what they have in their pants. I'm like, well, could you not just say it? Well, then what were you singing about all those years? I know it's confusing on if she's my queen of the week, but yes, her singing. She's a trailblazer. She made her own record label at 19 and like produced and dispersed what do you call it when you put something out? I don't know. You guys know. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue, but not tippy enough. She made her own record label at 19 to put all of her albums out under Genius. So she was just like definitely not a sellout. But now I'm questioning on if she was queer baiting. But my big theory is that probably back then it was still hard to be gay, and maybe there's a part of her that's internally homophobic and is afraid to say that she's still in fact a little gay or a lot gay. I don't know. The math ain't mathin' because she's really singing about these women and she's really heartbroken, and that is art. It's just like I could really go on another Sylvia rant, but I'll save it for next time. But just a little teaser. Ted Hughes, her husband, is a big fat hot piece of shit. I'm learning that. But anyways, so like usual, thanks for having me. Thanks for coming back time and time and again. It literally means the world. I would be nothing diddly squat without you. So I'll see you next time. I'm long-winded.